Hello everyone, welcome to the first roundup video of this course. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on finishing the first module. We were really pleased to see such a high level of engagement throughout the discussion forums, how generous you're being, sharing your thoughts, additional examples, resources, and assisting one another in understanding the course materials. First of all, in this video, I'd like to highlight some of the key aspects of the first module. The first week's topic concerned digitization, and we looked at some of the characteristics of the shift from traditional to digital markets and how this shift has impacted the regulation of digital spaces. One theory which we engaged with was Easterbrook's contention that cyber law was a so-called law of the horse, an issue where I was really impressed by your class-wide discussion. There is a range of perspectives on Easterbrook's theory, and it's great to see students really digging into his arguments and assumptions and challenging his perspectives. When you come to look at a variety of data laws throughout this course, I think it can be helpful to continue to revisit this idea of the law of the horse. What approaches do you see taken in data laws? Are we seeing laws which are specifically designed for cyber issues, or are existing bodies of law being re-engineered to adapt to the challenges of digitization and digital markets? Beyond Easterbrook's theory, we also saw lots of students introducing questions of ethical responsibility, legitimacy, the fundamental principles which underlie questions of how and whether we should regulate. These were really excellent contributions to the class discussion, and I hope you continue to reflect on these issues as we move through the course. Next, we considered two alternative perspectives on cyber regulation, the cyber libertarians versus the cyber paternalists. The cyber libertarians arguing that the regulation of cyberspace was unnecessary or illegitimate and questioning the legitimacy of state action in this new territory of cyberspace. On the other hand, cyber paternalists are arguing that cyberspace can and should be regulated. As an example of cyber paternalist perspective, we saw Lawrence Lessig's four modalities of regulation, taking a broad view of the forces by which cyberspace may be regulated, and in particular his introduction of this concept of code-based regulation. And although many of you might think that the battle between the cyber libertarians and the cyber paternalists has been won, after all, you're here taking a course in cyber regulation. However, it's helpful to reflect on these varying perspectives because we see these same principles tend to arise when it comes to questions of whether to regulate a particular topic in cyberspace. Should we regulate online content, be it hate speech, terrorist speech, offensive speech? Or perhaps we're thinking about whether to regulate recommending algorithms which shape the type of content you consume. Often within these debates, you will see the same cyber paternalist and libertarian arguments being re-aired in this context. And so, in particular, we saw that Lessig's perspectives on code-based regulation have been the focus of our small group discussions this week. I've seen some really great discussions happening. Generally, I'll say your engagement with Lessig's theory has been strong. Lots of students bringing in interesting perspectives on blockchain as an example of code-based regulation. By way of a reminder, please don't forget to submit at least 2 posts in your small group discussion forums. Don't forget this is a graded activity and you need to participate in order to receive your grade for this module. Now we're going to be moving into module 2, which is all about the duality of data, by which we mean looking at the alternative perspectives on data. Data as a commodity, be it a business or a research resource, but at the same time data as a protected right linked to our personality and human dignity. This is the first week we're introducing the General Data Protection Regulation, the GDPR, which is the EU regulation which governs data processing. And so you'll have this week your first example of a form of cyber regulation. As you learn more about the GDPR, I would encourage you to try and draw links between the different perspectives on cyber regulation we saw in Module 1 and the approach to data regulation which we will see in the GDPR in Module 2. You'll be learning about the scope of application of the GDPR, the manner in which individuals can consent to processing, as well as the behavioural factors which might be shaping such decisions. I hope to see the continuation of such great participation as we have over the last week. And as one final reminder, if you have any queries or comments on this video or at any point during the course, please remember to tag either the tutor team, so myself, Minji, Haley, in your post, and this means that we will get a notification, and so you'll get a faster response to your comment or query. I hope you enjoy this week's module, and I look forward to our discussions ahead.